What's going on, Falcons fans? Logan here. Welcome back to Rise Up Rundown, and if you're new here, welcome. So today's video is on Devonta Freeman, and the Falcons look like they're about to let him go, and we're going to get into my thoughts on do I agree that he should be let go from the Falcons, and what should the Falcons do moving forward, and we'll get into the mailbag questions you sent me, obviously. We're going to get into all of that later. For now, I wanted to start this video off with something that absolutely infuriates me. I gotta get it off my chest, and I have absolutely no notes in front of me. Everything I'm about to say is from the top of my head. This comment on Devonta Freeman's latest Instagram post is almost virtually saying right in front of Freeman's face, "You suck, we should have never paid you." And you know what? We can have these conversations of, oh, Tevin Coleman was better than Devonta Freeman. Oh, Dirk Cutter sucks. We can have those conversations, but not literally, virtually right in front of the person's face. Why in the world would you tell this guy that he sucks almost right in front of him? You're a Falcons fan and you're supposed to root him on. And you can have conversations about him outside of his Instagram or whatever, but you don't just tell him that. You don't just tell him that. Like, if you literally were right in front of him, you would not say a word to him. In fact, you'd probably be hollering like, "Hey, Freeman, over here, sign my jersey." But no, on social media, no. On social media, you're like, "You suck. I absolutely hate you. You shouldn't have done, we shouldn't have paid you." Are you f***ing kidding me? Why in the world would you downgrade someone that actually gave us great memories? This is the problem with Falcons fans, you know? They want to downgrade the people or coaches or players or whatever that give us good memories. Like the Kyle Shanahan hate. Yeah, I got it. He's doing well without the Falcons. But you know what? He also did really good with the Falcons. Why in the world would you want to hate on his success? Devonta Freeman, he was doing really good with the Falcons. And yeah, I got it. He's not doing well. But why in the world would you want to downgrade someone that actually gave us good memories? It doesn't make sense. This is the problem. And now, when Devonta Freeman does get released, because he probably will, he's going to be like, "I want to thank the Falcons players and this, I want to thank the coaches as well for giving me the opportunity." Everyone's going to be like, "Oh, he didn't thank the fans. Why didn't he thank the fans?" Duh! Because you literally said he sucks right in front of him. You said he sucks right in front of him. This almost makes me embarrassed to be a Falcons fan. And I don't regret saying that. And I know what you're going to say. "Oh, you weren't the one that did it. It was this clown only." Okay, I got it. But don't you feel a little embarrassed that you have someone in the fan base just totally disrespecting someone that only did good things for us at one point? I mean, come on. It doesn't make sense. It doesn't make sense. The only time it would make sense is if he does something really bad to your family or something like that. But like, he didn't do that. He's like a good man. Hold on. So I'm gonna remember Freeman forever because he gave me great memories. You know what? Devonta Freeman was an awesome player. Why in the world would you want to rip on the guy right in front of him? Are you kidding? Right in front of him. Right in front of him. Are you kidding? Are you absolutely kidding? This guy gave us great memories. Why would you all of a sudden hate that? This is the problem. When things go bad, that's all they want to talk about. But when they do good things, you don't want to talk about it. What? Oh my gosh. Ugh. There's just absolute clowns of Falcons fans. And I know none of you guys are probably one of them. Like, I don't know if the guy who commented that actually is watching this video, but most of you Falcons fans probably are smart enough to know that you shouldn't bash anyone right in front of them. You can have talks about it, but not on his Instagram or whatever. It's fine. We literally have talked that Dirk Cutter sucks and stuff, but I would not for the life of me tell him that he sucks right in front of him. Like, that just doesn't make sense. Oh, why in the world would you tell him that he sucks? In person, he would beat the out of you. And you're lucky that he doesn't give two about you, or your thought, I guess. So it's not necessarily going to get to him, but it's just, come on, use your brain. Use your brain. You don't bash someone right in front of them. Come on. Are you kidding? Okay, anyway, so Devonta Freeman looks like he's about to be let go. And we all knew this was coming. You know, Devonta Freeman wasn't, at his best here in 2019. And also the cap space might just be a little too much for Arthur Blank. So it looks like they're about to let him go. So what do the Falcons need to do moving forward? I don't know, because, we still have Ito Smith and Quadre Allison to develop. Now, we could also get a great running back in the draft. Maybe we get J.K. Dobbins or DeAndre Swift or whatever. I doubt it, but we could get someone in the draft. I do think the thing we need to do is draft another running back just in case, because, running backs don't last long, and that means Ito Smith and Quadre Allison, I know they're still kind of new, but, they won't last long, so might as well just draft another running back in case. We could get another one in free agency. We could get another one in the draft. I would not get a running back early in the draft. I would get a running back late in the draft because there's much more positions we need to focus on. We also need to hope Dirk Cutter improves the playbook and the run game and stuff. And I wouldn't really want to pick up a running back in free agency, to be honest with you. I just feel like you don't really need to do that. If we do need to get a running back, we need to get one in the draft. And that's my thought on that. So anyway, let's get on to the mailbag questions. And there's a lot of them. I thank you guys for that. There's a lot of mailbag questions that you guys sent me. So let's get straight into it. Okay, so sorry about the rant. It definitely is aggravating me that I don't like it when people just bash others right in front of them, even though they did really good things for them. I don't know, it bothers me. I just want to put some class into the Falcons fan base. So hopefully that got to people that bash others in front of them. But I know most of you guys are smart. So just tell the very few amount of dumb Falcons fans that do that to just get their act together and please be classy, please. Alright, let's get to the mailbag questions because there's a lot of them. So the first one is kind of asked by two people in a way. Jaden107 and Matt ask, got a mailbag question, do you think the Falcons could trade Devonta Freeman or trade up for a top 5 pick? Also, if we did make the Super Bowl, we could win because we always win in Tampa. That part is true. I don't really see how the Falcons would lose the Super Bowl in Tampa because it's not that far of a flight and we do always win in Tampa. Plus, I think there'd be more Falcons fans at the game because of how local it is, unless the AFC team is like the Dolphins or whatever, but that's not happening. Anyway, could we trade Devonta Freeman and trade up for a top 5 pick? I don't know about that one. I don't know if we'd trade up to get a top 5 pick. Devonta Freeman definitely looks like he's going to be let go, but I don't know if we'd get a top 5 pick. But you never know. Football Films ask 2 questions. 1, could the Falcons trade Devonta Freeman and a pick, 3rd or 4th round, maybe their 2nd round pick from the Patriots to the Redskins to get the 2nd overall pick and likely Chase Young? Redskins only have AP, who is 34 years old. I was going to say no, but then I was like, wait, the Redskins let go of Josh Norman and a couple other players. So I really don't know the Redskins' direction. So maybe if we... This kind of goes back to the first question. It could happen, like maybe the Redskins would want Devonta Freeman simply because Adrian Peterson is aging or whatever. Or they just trade Devonta Freeman to someone. And we still end up having the top 5 pick or the 2nd pick. Or whatever happens. See, I don't think it would happen, but I don't know. You never know. Number 2, should we get Jadeveon Clowney? I don't see why not. Like, a lot of people don't really like it because he's, like, injury prone and he costs too much money. But at the same time, we need someone to replace Vic Beasley. And I know we can do that in the draft, but I don't know. Like, I wouldn't totally mind it. He's not going to be like this elite game changer or whatever, but I wouldn't mind it. Terry Turner asks, if the Falcons trade up during the draft, who would be their best trading partner? Either, because I was going to, people say the Dolphins, but I don't know if the Dolphins would be willing to trade up because they have to draft a lot of players to build their roster. So I don't know if the Dolphins would be a trading buddy, if that makes sense. The Giants and the Redskins, literally no one knows their direction. So I guess the best trading partners would be the Giants or Redskins. Ed Marker asked, do you think Netane Muti would fall to the second round in the draft? I mean, I guess so. I don't really hear too many things about him. And would you prefer O-line or D-line in the draft? Kind of both, but I would get D-line first. D-line, I think, is the biggest need for the Falcons. O-line is a big need, don't get me wrong. And I think the Falcons should definitely try and aim for O-line like in the second and third round of the draft. But yeah, I would get D-line first. Falcons fan asks, can the Falcons have a better running game? They can, but Dirk Cutter's really got to improve the running game, man. Dirk Cutter is just... all I'm seeing on Twitter is that Dirk Cutter, almost in quotation marks, said that he doesn't like running the ball. So that's not good news you want to hear as a Falcons fan. So yeah, we could have a running game, but it really all depends on Dirk Cutter. But he's really got to up the game, man. Atlanta Falcons ask, why are the international games always in the UK or Mexico? I want my Falcons to come play in Australia. Our largest stadium here is the MCJ, Melbourne Cricket Ground. It seats over 100,000 people. Wow. I believe if the NFL put a game here, it would be a sellout 100%. Absolutely. I think the Falcons need to go for more than just the UK or Mexico. Now, why do they do that? I'm not really sure, but I think playing in Australia would definitely be awesome, and I don't care if the Falcons lose. I think it'd be totally worth it to travel to Australia just to watch the Atlanta Falcons play. Ghost Peppers ask, how would you feel about this draft trade scenario if Dimitrov doesn't see any players worth getting at number 16? Falcons trade number 16 and 142 the Dolphins. The Dolphins trade 39, 56, and 70 to the Falcons. Thoughts? I don't really know if that should happen because, first off, the Dolphins aren't trading. I mean, the Dolphins have to have a lot of players to build their roster, so I don't know if they're going to do anything. And two, I think the Falcons have a little too many players on their roster, so I don't know if we should get that many picks just to improve the roster because the roster is seriously that stacked. Well, we might need some help at, like, pass rush, but, you can fix that with, like, one or two players. And then O-line, all you really need is like a left guard, I would think. So I don't really know if the Falcons need that many picks, but so yeah, I don't really know about that. But I mean, I wouldn't complain, I guess, because what if in 2020 we found out the starters we have are terrible, but it doesn't matter because we still drafted other studs that could work out. So I guess I wouldn't mind it, but I don't think it should happen anyway, if that makes sense. Quentin Heath asks, do you think it would be smart for us to double up on a pass rusher in the first two rounds? Personally, I think we should. If we get two pass rushers, we can also get a running back in the other pick in the second round. Pass rush and running back are our two biggest needs, and I'm wondering if you think it would be smart to get two pass rushers as our top picks. These are my options for pass rushers in the first two rounds. In the first round, we get K'Lavon Chaisson, AJ Epinesa. In the second round, we get Bradley Anae. P.S. I think J.K. Dobbins in the second round would be perfect for us. I mean, I guess you have nothing to lose. The Falcons just need pass rushers really bad. Now, I don't know if it's likely they get Chaisson and AJ Epinesa, in the first round. I think there's just other players that would want to grab them before Falcons would want to get them both in the same round. But I wouldn't complain. We need a replacement for Vic Beasley, and we also need a replacement for Takk McKinley. So I guess I wouldn't mind it, but, being realistic here, it probably wouldn't happen. And then the second round, we get Bradley and Nate. It's fine, but I doubt that would happen. But, I mean, we do need pass rush really bad. As of J.K. Dobbins going to the, not the Redskins, to the Falcons for our running back, I mean, I would love J.K. Dobbins, but let's be honest, he's going to be picked before us. Demetrius Washington asks, Thomas Dimitrov, what will the Falcons' overall record be after we win the Super Bowl next season? That's a good question. I would say they maybe go, I don't know, 11-5 next year. And so that means I would assume they have like the 3rd seed / 4th seed. And they would have to win 3 games. So they would end up being 14-5, I believe. Spedwolf asks, if the Falcons lose Austin Hooper, who will replace him? Well, you got to look at the tight ends we have, because Luke Stalker is still here, and he's okay, but nothing really too crazy. Jaden Graham was, a lot of people seem to hype him up. Maybe we could develop him. So I would say Jaden Graham probably replaces Austin Hooper. I don't know about Luke Stalker. So yeah, I guess Jaden Graham will replace Austin Hooper. Alexander Willie and Dylan Short kind of asked the same question. Thoughts on Matt Schaub, and should we release Matt Schaub? I don't think Matt Schaub is like the best player. And do I think we need to release him? Honestly, yeah. Like, I think we need to develop Kurt Benkert or like Matt Sims or whatever. Alexander Willie also asked, would trading up to get DeAndre Swift be worth it? No. Like I said earlier, getting a running back early in the draft, it's just not worth it. Like, you need to get other positions. Like, our most important positions to me are O-line, pass rush, and honestly even secondary. But yeah, I would not for the life of me get DeAndre Swift that early, because then you're just missing out on a great pass rusher or like a great O-lineman. So no, I would not do that. Now, if he was still available later in the draft, then yeah, I'd get him. Georgia Pyro Dog 81 asks, do we move up in the draft? That number 2 may be for sale. Does Arthur allow the GM to sell out next year's draft to do it, knowing it's all or nothing for them this year? Sign Fowler and draft Young goes a long way to fixing the defense, and it really does. If we draft Young and Fowler, that sounds like the dream team. Like, we could just get elite defensive players. And do we move up to get that number 2 spot? All depends on if the Redskins want to do it. Rise Up ATL asks, I got 2 questions. If the Falcons cut or trade Freeman, which I believe will happen, I would like for him to be traded. If we do end up trading back into the first round, if these 2 are just there, period, who would you take, DeAndre Swift or J.K. Dobbins? I think is his name. DeAndre Swift. I'm not just saying that because I'm a Georgia Bulldogs fan, but DeAndre Swift is more shifty. I think he's quicker. J.K. Dobbins is great, but I think DeAndre Swift just kind of has more attributes to him. And number 2, I'm just curious, what are your other video plans for the offseason? I don't really know. Like, I want to make more NFL draft videos. Like, I want to, like, study more film and just kind of break down other players we could get in the draft and talk about them, make some NFL draft mock videos for the Falcons. But other than that, I'm not really sure. I guess it'll be decided soon, but as of right now, I'm not really sure. Rise Up Beatdown asked, do you think that the Falcons will beat the Aints at home and on the road? We can definitely beat them at home. On the road, with the exception of last year, the Falcons never really beat the Saints on the road. So, the Saints are a great team. Give credit to Sean Payton, even though you don't want to. But yeah, like, I think we can beat them at home, but on the road, we have to just really work hard. Gregory Brown asks, do you think Swift from Georgia would be a good fit in Atlanta, since possibly cutting ties with Freeman? Last year, no one expected us to draft Ridley. Results were excellent. I know we need a defensive end. It's just a question. Now, I know Ridley was actually in 2018, but I know what he's trying to get at. So, DeAndre Swift would be awesome. He's one of those players that could possibly just possibly make Dirk Cutter's running game look good, even though Dirk Cutter does not know how to run it, because he's just that good of a player. But at the same time, for one thing, it's Dirk Cutter. You never know. But, I just don't think the Falcons are going to get DeAndre Swift. I think they're just going to get other players. But, I think Swift could be a good fit in Atlanta, but I just don't think it'll happen. Speed Falcons for Life asks, do you think that the Falcons will sign Dante Fowler, maybe get another tight end in free agency because Hooper is too expensive? That's a good question when it comes to the tight end situation. I guess they'll just stick with who they got. A lot of teams, I don't think, really even try to go for, like, another great tight end when one of their elite tight ends leave. Or, maybe if they do, they just never end up being as good.
So even if the Falcons do get another tight end in free agency, they're not going to be better than Hooper, I don't think. And then if they get Dante Fowler, that'll be a big boost to the defense. So yeah, I think they will sign Dante Fowler. And will they get another tight end? I don't know about that one. I think they want to save cap space and kind of develop the other tight ends they have. And at Dominic Roseberry asks, who do you think should take place at linebacker now that Beasley is gone? Free agency or draft pick? I guess AJ Epinesa or the Chasen, Kayvon Chasen. Can't ever say his name sometimes, man. Just someone from the draft. I think we definitely need to draft someone to replace Vic Beasley. So, yeah, I guess AJ Epinesa or Kayvon Chasen. But that's all I got. I know I kind of was a little mad in this video in the beginning, and then I tried to slow that down answering the mailbag questions. But I just hope I got my point across. I just really don't like it when people bash other players in front of them. Like, come on, we're a fan base. We're supposed to root them on. We can have talks outside of their social media or whatever, and talk about, okay, should we keep him or not? But just not right in front of him, okay? All right. But anyway, I hope you guys enjoyed the video. Let me know what you guys think in the comment section below, and I will see you guys this Friday with a video at 11 o'clock a.m. Eastern. As always, rise up.